ברוכים הבאים משפחה. אנחנו מלכי אוריאל, אנחנו כאן. זה יום הרביעי. תודה רבה כי הכל שנתת לנו. Peace and blessings to you, my brothers and my sisters. This is Yom Arba'ah. This is Yom Ravi'i. This is the fourth day. And we are delighted. We're happy. We're glad. And yes, I haven't been, I've been under the weather, been feeling, I'm recuperating from, oh my goodness, from this latest bug. But hey, we are here to do the best that we possibly can. We're going to have a wonderful discussion on tonight. We're going to ask some questions like, why did he do it? Yes, why did he do it? And the result of that is, well, how do we, because he has done this, how do we resurrect our hidden inner prophet? How do we resurrect that inner wise one that is within us? Because he did what he did. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about him doing what he did in just a minute. But before we do, hey, I'll be right back. We're going to have a wonderful discussion. Let's get ready.
Malkia Uriel. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
Peace and blessings to you, my brothers and my sisters. Again, hey, we're recuperating from this latest bug, and I simply want to say I realize I did not bring any Kleenex down here. I may have to, talking about resurrecting your inner prophet, I may have to resurrect my inner child so I can use my sleeve without any without any reservation. I'm Malkia Uriel. Peace and blessing to each and every one of you. Of course, that's my government name in Hebrew, and of course, I am thankful that my parents named me. But we are here to speak to you concerning the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And yes, we're going to talk about the scriptures on tonight. We're going to be asking some questions. I want to introduce you to a frame of mind, a frame of reference. In fact, let me put it to you this way. I've often talked about constructs, but I've mentioned them in somewhat of a not so favorable light. Perhaps I've mentioned them in a light meaning that all of these constructs are fake and false, but there is a construct. There is a construct that the Most High has created, and this is an ever-living construct, and we must cooperate with it. We need to get with it. And again, I have discussed these things before, but we're going to bring it home, and we're going to really ask some questions here. I'm going to be talking about how to release that inner wise one. I'm going to be talking about how to flow with that inner wise one. I'm talking about your inner prophet, your inner spiritual being. Every single one of you are a spiritual powerhouse. You are a spiritual mastermind. The only thing is your conscious mind may have to wake up to that reality. It may have to wake up to that fact. And so with that being the case, I'm here to do that. I'm here to speak the word of the Most High, the word of I'm here to speak his word of truth and life and empowerment to you so that you would awaken to the true giant, to the true powerhouse that you really are. I'm here. Listen, I know there are many individuals out there who claim to be walking in the way. I know sometimes we say Hebrew, Hebrew Israelite. Well, listen, this is the way that the Most High has intended for us to live, and we're walking in the way that He has so prescribed. And so there are many who are walking in the way who are of camps, and they have their own ideologies and their own philosophies, and some of them have sick doctrines, off doctrines. Well, if I were to say, well, what my, not to say claim to fame, but the message or the purpose, if you will, for my existence on this particular platform and every platform, every time I grab a mic, every time I teach, what is my purpose? What am I here for? The ultimate goal of what I am doing is to awaken that inner giant within you, that spiritual giant that you are. And so I am one of those individuals, if you want to call me a Hebrew or a Hebrew Israelite, well, hey, you can call me what you want, but my purpose and my job is to awaken the spiritual being that is within you, to stir that spiritual being up, and so that we would enter into a kind of a divine balance that the Most High has intended for us to live, even in this physical existence. That's why I am here. That is what I am here to do. I am here to bring a sense of balance, if you will, to that which is this physical dimension, bring a balance of spirituality into it, and as well in the spiritual realms, bring a balance of physicality into it. Hey, I don't prescribe to this pendulum swinging to both extremes. There is a place in the middle. There's a place in the middle. In that place, it is not a place of acquiescing. It's not a place of being on the fence. No, this is the point that I've often described before, that place in the middle where we are both extremes, as much of both extremes at the same time. We call that the middle, yes. And so we want to dwell in the middle. Well, let me describe the middle. In fact, I'm going to go to a very familiar passage of scripture, but just before I do, let me do this. Let me tiptoe into the chat room here, and I'm just going to give a shout out, peace and blessings, yes, to my chief moderator, my brother Burton Paris, as well to Josh and Penny. Peace and blessings, my family. I love you. Josh, I tell you, my family member. Penny, my family member. My brother Burton Paris, Israel Young Lion, peace and blessings to you. Who else do we have here? My brother George Evans is in the house. Peace and blessings to you, my brother George Evans. And I'm glad for those of you that are here. Listen, I'm here to stir. I'm here to invoke a sense of divine balance. We're going to be going to some very familiar passages of scripture, but we're going to be looking at them in a way, in a dimension that perhaps we have not looked at them before. And I'm starting, listen, I'm going to be pulling out the big guns, and we're going to be headed in a direction that is somewhat unique. Now, when I tell you this and when I share this with you, I'm going to make you some guarantees. One of the things I'm going to say is that I guarantee you that there is not there's no other Hebrew platform that's going to give you this particular dynamic. And I just simply want to say, oh man, and I'm reaching out to my brother right now. He says that he is not feeling well. My brother, I am recovering, and I said before, I don't have any Kleenex. I may have to resurrect my inner child to use my sleeve. But long story short, my brother, I pray for you. Yes. I'm yet recovering, and excuse me. You may hear me cough every now and then, but nonetheless, hey, I understand, my brother, about recovering. Hopefully you're getting some rest, and I can tell you some things that I've done to help myself feel better. But my brother Burton Paris, I reach out to you. I pray that the Most High strengthens you and blesses you. Okay, been there. I know how it feels. Of course, I wasn't on last Shabbat morning coffee because I was so ill. I was so sick. But all praise to the Most High. I did indeed bounce back. I'm bouncing back, let me say. And I just simply want to make sure that I'm good before I have to go back into work. I don't think I'm there yet. Excuse me. So let me just take these few minutes and let me just really speak with you all concerning this particular nuance, if you will, I assure you that there is no other Hebrew platform that is going to focus on what we are going to focus on. And what I'm saying is that this is our platform. This is what the Most High has put upon my heart to do and has put upon my heart to say. And we're going to go, as I said before, to some very familiar passages of Scripture as we deal with unveiling and uncovering that spiritual one, that infinitely spiritual one within you. Now, we're going to be asking some questions, some pointed questions, and if you give me just a few minutes of your time, I will be out of your way in a moment. But it is these types of directions that we want to go in and that we want to begin to focus on. It's easy to bang on Christianity or bang on other religions, but after you've spent so much time telling people what not to be and what not to do, you haven't told them what to do, and you haven't instructed them or helped them to become who they need to become. Well, this is what I want to focus on. I want to focus on who we are. I'm going to focus on what the Most High demands of us, what He requires of us, but who we are on a spiritual level and who we were meant to be, who we were intended to be. And this is what I want to focus on. We could bash other religions. We could talk about other religions. We could speak to you about why we're not that religion and why you shouldn't be that religion. Listen, we could spend all day doing that, but at the end of the day, when we've told you what not to do and what not to be, have we really instructed you on what to do and what to be? Have we really helped you to gain some adequate ground? Have we helped you positively, or have we just simply taken something away from you? Well, we don't want to take anything away from you. We want to give you that which is true, give you that which is right before the Most High. And so this we will do. Now, I'm going to go into some very familiar passages of Scripture. And listen, we're going to be talking about some concepts and some truths that may seem a little deep at first. They're going to seem basic and deep at the same time, but I need you to embrace them. I need you to embrace them. I need you to do your best to embrace them. Again, I reach out to my brother. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well, my brother Bergen Paris. Hopefully you are able to, get yourself what you need. I pray that you feel better. Really pray that you feel better. But nonetheless, let me continue and let's go on, because as we talk about this, again, as I said before, I got to have my tea with me. Got to have some hot tea. Yeah, that soothes the throat. So let's continue. And we're going to actually talk about some things and deal with some things. And here we go. We're going in. Now, for those of you, as I said before, this is going to seem this is going to seem basic, and it's also going to seem deep at the same time, because there are some things that I want to share, and we're not going to be exhaustive, but here we go. We're going in. Now, of course, as I said before, familiar passage of Scripture coming at you in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Bereshit 1:1. And I must begin here, okay? I must begin here. And what we're going to do is this. There's going to be some things that I mention. There's going to be some things that I remind you of. So get ready, strap in. Here we go. Genesis 1:1. I want you to see something here, and we're going to approach this from this particular standpoint. Notice what it reads. It says, in the beginning. We can ask the question, well, in the beginning of what? In the beginning of this existence. We could say in the beginning of this rendition of the Matrix, in the beginning of cyclical time itself, in the beginning of our present era, in the beginning of this cycle of creation, Elohim, okay? Elohim created the heaven and the earth. Now, again, I must bring out, for those of you who are not familiar with the word bara, or bara, you're not familiar with that word in Hebrew, with that word which is translated as create. This word has often been used to paint the picture, if you will, that the Most High actually did create something, as the doctrine says, rendered by the Catholic Church, ex nihilo, meaning that he created something out of absolutely nothing. Basically, if I could quote Dan McClellan, well, the data does not. Okay, let me. We have no data to substantiate or support the. Well, it's very true. When you look at create, when you look at bara, yeah, there is no data that would suggest that the Most High created ex nihilo. When you take a look at Breshit, there was something there. There was always something there, okay? There was something there when the Most High began to create. And so what we find at the end of the day, more times than not, 99 times out of 100, I want to say 99.5 times out of 100, you will find that the Most High repurposed what was already there. Again, he repurposed what was already there. And with that being the case, I know many of you would say, well, if he repurposed what was already there, then how did what was there get there? Well, here in Genesis 1:1, it simply reads that in the beginning, Elohim, he created the heavens and the earth. And so let's take a look at this, because initially, and with this, we have to say, well, our finite minds sometimes cannot imagine nor fathom how an infinite being like the Most High is able to create everything, meaning other spirit beings and angels and the B'nai Elohim and all of spiritual existence, and then turn around and create physical existence. Our finite minds have issues when it comes to imagining the infinite past. The infinite past. The past, imagine there being a forever in the future, but it goes the other way. It's actually the forever of the past. Our finite minds have a problem actually imagining that there was a forever behind us, that there was a unlimited amount of time behind us where there was just spirituality and the spiritual realm and the things of the spirit. And then the Most High decided to create heaven and earth as we know it here on this planet. And so here we are now in this three-dimensional existence, living on this planet. Well, here's what I want to say, and here's what I need you to understand, that Breshit chapter 1, Genesis 1:1, is the Most High interrupting the eternal past. I want you to see this. Genesis 1:1 is the Most High interrupting the eternal past and creating physicality in the midst of this spiritual dominion. Okay? Let me paint a picture for you. When you take a look, in fact, let me do this. We're going to go there. We're going to go to Job 38, and I want to say 7. Let's do that. Job 38, and we're going to go to verse number 7. For the sake of context, we're going to bring you in on some of the other earlier verses. Okay? Let's start at verse number 4. Job 38:4. It says, "Where were you when I," not us, not we, but where were you when I, first person singular, laid the foundations of the earth? Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if you have understanding. Who has laid the measures thereof, if you know, or who has stretched out the measuring line upon it, the plumb line, okay? Who has done that? Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened? The foundations of this planet, the foundations of this earth, where are they fastened? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof? Verse number 7, when the morning stars sang together, and all the B'nai Elohim shouted together for joy. Now, I want you to notice something here. Again, I mentioned to you that in Genesis 1:1, the Most High is interrupting the eternal past, which was spiritual. Okay? He's interrupting the eternal past, and now the Most High is creating a physical heaven and a physical earth. Okay? With that being the case, the B'nai Elohim, who are spirit beings, observe what the Most High was doing. And of course, in Job 38, verses 4 through 7, it reads that when the morning stars, the B'nai Elohim, saw what the Most High did, they sang and they shouted together for joy. Scholars unanimously agree that the morning stars are referring to the B'nai Elohim, referring to the B'nai Elohim here as the sons of Elohim, and they shouted for joy and giving praise unto the Most High. Out of this, we would simply have you to know that the parent of our physical existence is our spiritual reality. The parent of our physical existence is our spiritual reality. So, in order for you to be successful here in this time, there always has to be, listen, okay, let's just break it down this way, if you don't mind. Give me just a second. I want you to understand the principle here. And in this, I want you to understand the principle of the fifth commandment. Okay, what is the fifth commandment? Honor your mother and your father, that your days may be long upon the earth, right? Honor them, that your days may be long upon the earth. Now, we could say that there is a legal construct which, even though it established that, if you curse your mom or your dad, or you talk, you even if you put up your hand to hit them, or you cuss them out, the Tanakh said, well, okay, that child really needs to leave here, because this is the way that you deal with evil. You put that away from you. And so, yeah, there is a legal construct for that, okay? But the fifth commandment says, honor your mother and your father. Well, the principle of that is that you always honor, okay, that is your source, the place where you came from. You honor your mother and your father. You honor your heritage. You honor who you are. And when you consider that in light of the creation of heaven and earth, along with spirituality, because remember, the Most High interrupted spiritual past. He interrupted the eternal past, and he created the physical earth and the physical heaven. Okay? So in order for us to invoke the principle of the fifth commandment, honor your mother and your father, the physical existence has to honor the spiritual existence of that place that we call heaven, or that the place where the glory of God resides and the B'nai Elohim exists. All of physical existence has to honor the Most High and that physical realm of existence. Okay? Now, we can talk about imaging later and what the ancients originally thought of the Most High. I'll just, listen, spoiler alert for those of you that don't know. In the beginning, the ancients actually always looked at the Most High as if he was the kind of a spiritual being that was not absent of physical body. But think of it this way. It's like his spiritual body was more than physical. It was durable to the nth degree, and it was of such a form and such a size that it was beyond corruption, even though it was physical. Now, later it became a Greco-Roman philosophy, through their philosophy, I should say, where we looked upon the Most High as having a purely spiritual body that would not be corruptible. But in the beginning, the ancients looked at the Most High and says, no, he has a physical body that is so divine and so holy that even though it's physical, it endures and it is not corruptible. Which is why we see in Bereshit, we see the Most High walking in the cool of the garden, right? Which is why we see him saying to Moses, when you relieve yourselves, put a shovel on the back of your instrument and do that and hide your excrement, because when I walk among you, I don't want to see it. Things like that. The Most High was styled by the ancients as being a divinely physical being. Let me put it to you that way. Well, under that light, and we can talk about imaging and we can talk about that just a little bit later. But here's my point. It has always been a foreign concept to look at our physical existence as if it's evil. This is a foreign concept. This did not come from us. This was not us. And so for those of us to embrace concepts of all this flesh is evil, and oh, this body is, listen, this is not us. This did not come from us. This was not our original stance or take on it, but we looked at all things physical as being holy and being something that the Most High could use. Look at the temple back in the day. They're physical things that they used. Even wine was an offering unto the Most High. It was not evil. It was physical. It was not evil, but it was an offering unto the Most High. So, okay, Maury, what point are you making? Well, here's the point that I'm making. I'm making this simple point, that when the morning stars sang together and they rejoiced in what the Most High had done, it's because in their eyes and in the eyes of the Most High brought about something that was just as holy as the spiritual realm, but it was physical in its presentation. And so they rejoiced because the Most High added something to creation that was spiritual and physical at the same time, and they rejoiced. Okay? They rejoiced. Well, with that being the case, the sons rejoiced, but then wait a minute. Now here we are, created in this third dimension, and we are here living, going throughout our day, having forgotten the truth of our spirituality and the power of our spirituality, and the fact that we are intended to be a part of the divine continuum. We are meant to be a part of the divine continuum. What do you mean by that? Well, here's case in point. We're already here at Job 38:7. It says, when the morning stars sang together and all the B'nai Elohim shouted together for joy. We are an extension of the family of the Most High, to the point of being, if you'll allow me to put it this way, we are the physical cousins to the spiritual body. In other words, we are just, we are connected with them. We're the family of the Most High. We're connected to the Most High. We're spiritual like the Most High. But guess what? We also not only have spirit, but we have the best of both worlds. We are physical and we are spiritual. And so we represent the unification of this duality, this individuality. We represent the divine creation that is both of these worlds slammed together into one package. We call it a human being. We call it mankind. We call it the divine kind of being. We call it, we are children of the Most High. We are called to be just as much spiritual as we are physical. We are called to be divine beings. We are called to live in this physical existence and also operate in the spiritual existence, being successful in both realms. We are called to do that. We are called to be that. We are called to be both spiritual and we're called to be physical at the same time. So we're called to master the realms of the spirit and to also dominate and master the realms of this physical existence. But because many of us have been drawn away into this physical existence, we forget about spirit, we forget about the spirituality, and so we then just hold to trying to exist and trying to get, a longer car or a fatter bank account or whatever it is that many of us chase after. And many times we forget that we are spiritual beings and that we do have not just the ability, but the mandate to be masters in both worlds. Did you hear what I said? We are meant to be masters of both worlds, the realms of the physical and the realms of the spiritual at the same time. That's who we are. Okay? That's who we are. And we forget. But now think about it, okay? Think about it. If you are a spirit being, let's ask this question. What have you mastered in the spirit? Okay. Let me ask this. Think about this for a second. I have children. My children are all grown. But I remember teaching them how to button up their shirt. I remember teaching my sons how to tie their shoes, how to ride a bike. And I can say, even though it's been some time, they have mastered everything that I've taught them when it comes to those things and more. Okay? But what about spiritual things? When it comes to spiritual things, what have you learned how to master? What can you purposefully do in the spirit by means of being a spirit being that is mastering the spirit realm? What things have you learned how to master? What things have you learned how to master? I've always said this, I've been stating this for decades, that with as much physical acumen and expertise that we employ when we get up, walk to a door, grab a doorknob, turn it, pull the door open, walk through, have enough sense to know when we've walked through the door, and then turn around and shut the door behind us and lock it, with as much awareness and acumen that we do that, we should also be able to do things spiritually, where we open spiritual doors and close spiritual doors in the spiritual realm. I know this sounds different. I know this may be a little deep for some, but here is my point. We have been imbalanced and we have not kept up with being masters of both worlds. There is a spiritual giant within you. There is one who is able to master the spirit realms. There is one that is able to know without studying. There's one that's able to see with your physical eyes closed. There is one who is within you, okay, that has these abilities that you yet have to awaken. Yes, you yet have to awaken that individual. And just as back in the day, as we were able to teach others, our children, how to do things like tie their shoes, how to, pour Kool-Aid for themselves, many of us, in the realms of the spirit, we do not know how to do the simplest things for ourselves. Okay? So how then do we master these realms of spirituality? How do we master these realms? How do we take steps forward? Okay? I'm going to suggest something to you tonight in the next few minutes that I have, only a couple more minutes because this is just an introduction. We're going to let it go in just a second. But I'm going to suggest something to you that comes straight from the principles of how the Most High deals with us. The Most High deals with us by means of showing us the known in order to clarify and explain the unknown. The Most High uses what you know to introduce you to the things that you don't. Okay? And I'm going to give you an example of that. Let me give you an example of that right now. Just before we stop for tonight, I want you to absolutely just think about this for a second, okay? I'm going to give you an example, and I've used this before. We've talked about this before. And I want you to see something here. And in fact, let's do this. I'm going to go to Hosea. I'm just going to give you an example. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. Here we go. This is an example of what I'm talking about. Let me bring you up to speed. In Hosea, the 3rd chapter, the Most High wants to give the children of Israel an understanding of what he's been going through. Because at this particular point, as a collective body, it's as if Israel does not have a clue, okay, of what's happening in the realms of the spirit when it comes to how the Most High is doing, what he's saying, what's going on. It's like they don't have a clue. So what does the Most High do? This is what he does in order to get the message across. He gives them what they know in order to teach them the unknown. Here we go. Hosea 3:1. Then said Yah unto me, Go yet, love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of Yah toward the children of Israel, who look to other Elohim and love pitchers of wine, containers of wine. So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver. So in other words, the Most High told Hosea, look, dude, I want you to do this as an example of what I'm talking about. And he said, look, hey, I know I'm telling you to do this, but you're going to go and you're going to marry a hoe. Okay? You're going to marry this hoe. And this is going to be an example. I'm sending a message to all of Israel, and I'm sharing with them, I'm telling them exactly what they are doing to me. You are going to demonstrate that by marrying this hoe. Okay? And so the Most High said, go do it. And so now Hosea is saying, look, this is what I did. I did exactly what the Most High told me to do. Okay? And he says, I bought her, went and got some money, went and got, something else for payment. And he said, look, I went to her and I told her, look, you're going to be with me. Okay? You're going to be with me for many days. But you're going to stop being a hoe. Right? And you're not going to be a hoe. You're not going to belong to anybody else. You're going to be mine. Okay? And I'm going to be with you. You're going to be with me. I'm going to be with you. We're going to be for each other. Okay? And then the Most High says, the reason why this is so, notice what it reads in verse number 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek Yah their Elohim and David their king, and shall fear Yah and his goodness in the latter days. Okay? So here the Most High is saying, I need you guys to get this example because this is what you're doing to me. Once again, this is the physical following the spiritual. And my question to you is this. I'm already over my time. I apologize. But my question to you is this. In the midst of everyone trying to distract us with the media and with this social media platform, that social media platform, and everything that's going on, it is vying for our attention so that it can steal and manipulate our consciousness and cause us to focus on things that really do not matter. But if we focused on mastering these spiritual realms that I'm talking about being able to do things for the Most High. I'm talking about being able to hear the Most High. I'm talking about being able to understand the Most High. I'm talking about existing with the Most High in a spiritual reality, okay, that is basically, it's akin to the days of the prophets, okay? Because there is an inner prophet within you. There is a spirit being within you that is mighty, that does not need to ask any questions. It is not worried. It is not consumed with worry and doubt and fear. And it is this place where we need to live, this place where we need to exist. Listen, I'm going to stop it for right now. Let me do this. We're going to tiptoe into the chat room and see what you all are talking about. And let's just do this real quick. I am, again, Israel Young Lion, peace and blessings to you. Even when my brother's not feeling well, he is still hilarious. Um, okay. Thank you, Penny. We love you too. We love you so much too. Love you too, Josh. That's my family right there, boy. Mariska Parker is up in the house. Peace and blessings to you, my sister. Oh my goodness. She said that she's sick too. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen you in so long, my sister. I pray that you are well. I pray that you are well. I see Rhonda Fanny sometimes on Facebook. Tell my sister I said hey next time you see her. Yeah. So listen. Oh, peace and blessings to you, repentant and saved. Yes. My sister Jacqueline E. Bugs is here. All right. My brother Gilbert, yes. Thank you for the videos about the Gambian wedding. Thank you. All right. Peace and blessings. So, all right, I'm looking at some of your comments. Jermaine, hey, my brother Jermaine, peace and blessings to you and repentant and saved. All right. One of the things I'm going to say to, as I end this, I simply want to do this. My sister Hanaya Israel is here in the house. Peace and blessings to you, my sister. You and your husband, peace and blessings to you. And thank you, repentant and saved. We're going to get into that. She asked the question, says, how do we practice mastering the spirit world? And she asked, is it meditation? Well, meditation is definitely a part of it. Man, there's so many things I'm going to teach you guys. There are so many things I'm going to teach you guys. So I want to say, just before I close this out for tonight. Listen, we're definitely going to get more into this. For those of you that are watching this channel for the first time, listen, you don't want to go anywhere. You want to subscribe. You want to make sure that you hit the button, the bell that says, hey, get all the things, especially now, because it's about to get better and better. You definitely want to hang out with us. You definitely want to go along for the ride. You definitely want to be a part of this journey, because listen, we are Hebrew, but we're going deep into some things that other people are not even going to touch. They're going to be talking about, spend time talking about, your fringes. Listen, we're getting so deep. We're getting beyond, where your main discussion is what kind of fringe you got, or, should you be, eating cucumbers with chicken. I mean, come on now. Listen, there's so many more things that we need to focus on rather than these things. And I'm telling you, one of them is us following the Most High into the realms of spirituality and the spirit, so that we can change our world. Don't we get it by now? Listen, we've tried so many different physical things. We've tried this, we've tried that. We've tried education. We tried so many different things. Maybe it's time that we operate on the realms of spirituality and truth to the degree where we are moving the power of the Most High and operating out of the power of the Most High on purpose, with intention, with power, as individual prophets, if you will, of the Most High, which is what the Most High intends for us to be. Numbers 11:29. I just gotta say, Moshe said, you know what? Everybody, there's a piece of this for everybody, okay? There's a piece of this for everybody. I'm talking about awakening that inner spiritual being, that inner prophet, that inner prophetess, so that you can change not just your reality, but you can help others. That you can help others also make some powerful changes, and we change our world and change our society, but do it from a spiritual place, from a spiritual platform, having spiritual power before the Most High, okay, and not just simply at the whim of whatever happens, being reactionary instead of proactive, okay? We're going to get into it. I don't have time to get into it all tonight, but I tell you what, it's one of those things that we are going to continue to talk about and get into on a deeper level. By the time I'm done, you're gonna know the prophetic symbolism for every part of your body. You're going to know how to operate in it. You're going to know how to move in it. And you're going to know how to empower yourself and strengthen yourself and manifest and bring the power of the Most High into your everyday existence. Okay? By the time I'm done, by the time we are done together, all right? So with that being the case, and I simply want to say, we have just begun this journey. Listen, I know that some of you are not feeling well. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get off, let you guys rest. But listen, I wanted to interject something into your mind, and this is what I would say. It's time that we control our situations from our strength, from our place of strength and power, and that's the realms of the spirit. We've been trying to do things too long with just a physical, from a purely physical and academic dimension. It's time to get deep. It's time to go for it. And it's time for us to demonstrate to the world that we are the spirit being, the B'nai Elohim of the Most High. My brother Gilbert asked the question. He says, how can I have a Hebrew name? What you can do is this. Now, there are two different ways you can go about it. You can have someone actually impart to you a name, or one thing you can do is you can say, hey, you can look at what your name would be in Hebrew. Okay, you are able to do that as well. And yeah, you're able to do that. In fact, there are websites that will help you. There's one website called My Hebrew Name, or My Name in Hebrew. You can go there. Or you can even allow the Most High to give you a name. There was a name that was spoken to me by the Most High, and I also keep that name. I use that name. That is kind of like a secret name. But yeah, you can actually do that. So thank you, Repent and Save. We're going to get into it. We're going to get deeper into it. But for right now, listen, I thank you all for being a part of this discussion, of this moment. Listen, I interject the peace and the power of the Most High, and I pray that the Most High be with each and every one of you. And listen, when I tell you, we are going to, we're going to learn some stuff. But more importantly, guess what? We going to do some stuff, right? We going to do some stuff. Well, peace and blessings to you, my brother Gilbert. You're going to do some stuff, okay? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. All right, I'm excited. So here we go. Okay, Josh and Penny says, yeah, we pray for a speedy recovery for you and everyone that is sick. Yes. Aman ba aman. And I love you all as well. And I'm so thankful for all of you that are here. You've given me your time and your attention. I'm always so thankful. With that being stated, listen, get ready to make some spiritual moves. Get ready to be empowered. Get ready to learn. Get ready to be the divine being that the Most High has always desired for you to be. You are a powerhouse. You are a spiritual being having a physical existence, and it's time for you to now begin to control this physical world by your spiritual power. We're going to talk about it. Peace and blessings to you. I'm Melchior Uriel, and yes, we will definitely, got so much more to talk about. All right. Yah willing, we'll see you for Shabbat morning coffee. I love you all, and I pray that you all are feeling better. I pray that you're feeling better. I pray that you're feeling better. Listen, real quick. One thing that I have been doing, if you can take garlic, one thing that I have been doing that I feel has made a lot of difference is chop you up a couple of cloves of fresh garlic, pour some honey on it, and just down it. Okay? I know. It's not tasty to the taste buds, and your baby might not want to kiss you for a few minutes after you eat that garlic. But believe me when I tell you, you do that and go to bed, you do it when you wake up in the morning, it won't be long before your body has a repaired immune system and you're able yeah, you're able to go about your day. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Also, some oregano oil of oregano. Put that in an infuser, and yeah, that'll also help break up some chest congestion and other things. And yeah. And my sister Kanaya Israel, please don't forget to email me, because I think I need to see what you can do about a segment on health, health and natural remedies. So please don't forget to reach out to me. Peace and blessings to you, my family. I love you all. Be safe, my brother Gilbert. And I love you all. Yah willing, we will see you all for Shabbat morning coffee. Peace and blessings to you. Shalom.